Have y'all ever entertained that there's a possibility that life could be a game? And like any game, it can be beat. And what is a game really? A game should be fun. A game should be challenging. A game should have ups and downs. A game requires strategy. A game requires you to level up. So, if you looked at that, put that all together and think about life, this really is a game. May not be a simulation and you only get one shot at this, but if you start to look at it from the standpoint that it is a game, you start to strategize, start to have a little bit more fun, start to get a little bit more explorative with life, you can beat this game. And as you level up, your life can become better.
Welcome to Unlocking Levels, helping you reach new levels of your potential.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy CL the Source back with another episode of Unlocking Levels. Thank you once again for tapping in. And as I prefaced in today's episode, I've been contemplating life as a game. Yo, just think about that for a little bit. I know that life can get very serious at times. Life is very serious, especially understanding that you really only have one shot at this. But if you were to somehow look at this thing as a game, you can really change a lot of different things for yourself. Maybe things won't be as serious. And when things aren't as serious, you tend to be a little bit more free in how you approach things. And like I mentioned earlier, games are meant to be fun, right? If you think about a video game, you think about chess, you think about basketball, football, sports, right? Any game, it's meant to be fun. Of course, it's going to be difficult. Of course, it's going to be challenging. It's going to present a lot of obstacles in order for you to actually beat the game, to actually win the game. But if you have the right strategies in place, if you have the right thought processes in place, you make the right moves, you can actually beat the game. And the best part about the game is winning. Don't you want to win? I know I do. And I think that unlocking levels is exactly all about trying to get to that new level, that next level, unlock that new level so that you can essentially beat the game and you can win. And I want to live my life as if I've already won. And I feel like I'm doing that in a lot of different ways. But the work that I put in is going to be the embodiment of that winning. That's going to be the result as I continue to put the work in. And you think about a video game. Let's take for instance Grand Theft Auto. When I was sitting down to think about how I wanted to approach this episode, I thought about a game that really resembles real life in a lot of ways. It's Grand Theft Auto. I mean, it really mimics life the best way out of all the games that I've seen out there. Yeah, it can get crazy as hell, right? If you're just out there doing some dumb shit, stealing cars, jacking people, things like that. Of course, it's going to lead to you losing the game, you getting thrown in jail, and having all sorts of consequences placed upon you. But if you were to actually play the game and you were actually to follow the storyline, man, you can win and you can win all sorts of prizes. And like any game, and I'm gonna kind of veer off a little bit over here, like any game, there are cheat codes. And in life, there are life hacks. And if you really pay attention to life, there's things that can help you get to that next level a little bit more easier with a little bit less resistance. Not saying that you're going to be able to knock out resistance completely. There's always going to be a form of an obstacle in front of you. But if you just learn how to pay attention to what life offers you in terms of resources, in terms of information, in terms of strategy, in terms of other people wanting to help you out and actually pay attention to the energy that life is offering you to guide you in, man, you can really hit that next level. That's a life hack right there. There's mentors that can help you out, that can help you get to that next level. There's uh, all sorts of information that you could tap into to help you learn, to help you grow, to help you get to that next stage in your life, right? You can follow other people's paths to help you get to that next level to avoid certain pitfalls and beat this game and live this life like you winning. And that's the goal for me. I'm just trying to live life like I'm winning. And I am in a lot of different ways. I've a big thing for me that I've had to learn in terms of winning in life is to let go of a lot of things that are not associated with winning. I had to learn how to become more high value. And the only way to do that is to teach myself new things, to add more things to my skill set, to learn more things, to expand my mind and really just level up, right? Unlock them new levels, no pun intended. But when I started to do that, um, it was very difficult at first, of course, because so much of my younger adolescent years were associated and tied to that identity that I've created for myself, where, I was around a lot of friends. We weren't particularly doing the best things for us to level up. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of drinking, a lot of partying, a lot of smoking, a lot of drugs, a lot of women, a lot of all this stuff that wasn't necessarily the most healthy for me. A lot of late nights, right? A lot of getting into fights. Yo, those are the types of things that land you in bad situations. If you're in GTA, if you're a reckless drunk and you're just getting behind the wheel, or you're just out there in the real world getting into fights, jacking people, that could end with a lot of terrible repercussions. And fortunately for me, um, I was able to dodge that. Maybe I caught it just in time before I followed that downward spiral, or maybe life had different plans for me. Sometimes that's the case, but either way, playing this life like it's a game, man, you could level up your character. All it really takes is for you to level up your character. All it really takes is for you to look within yourself, look at where you're deficient at, and find ways to get less deficient at them things. And like I said, there's a ton of resources out here that can help you. There's institutions, there's educational resources, there's people, there's all sorts of different things out here looking to help you, looking to give you the game so that you can beat the game, so that you can win in life. I get it. Life can be very difficult, life can be very challenging. And when you're born into your situation, you look at the hand that you were dealt, and sometimes can feel like, damn, this is a really tough hand. But life can become better for you depending upon how you play that hand, right? Just like in poker. If you know anything about poker, you can have the worst hand in the world. 7-2 offsuit is typically referred to as the worst hand. Just statistically, percentage wise, it just doesn't connect on many flops. And I'm using this analogy because we're talking about games here. And poker, if you can get 7-2, um, it's you look at it, you're like, ugh, that's an ugly hand. There's no connecting to straights, there's no connecting to flushes, none of that. It's not a pair. The best thing you could hope for is 3 sevens to pop up on the board so that you get a four of a kind. But really, it doesn't even matter sometimes what the flop is. It matters about the player. If you get 7-2 and you're in the right situation, you're at the right table around the people that you can read, and you're able to observe and identify the situation to where, like, oh, okay, and your position, you can take full advantage of that. You can make them think that you actually have pocket aces or a stronger hand than 7-2, depending upon how you play it. And we all are dealt with the hand that we're dealt with, right? But again, your life is going to play out based on how you play that hand. So 7-2, like I said, it's not a great hand. We all sometimes are dealt with shitty hands, but it's how we play it. How are you going to play your hand of life? Are you going to play everything like it's a 7-2 where you're just looking at it like, oh, my life is shitty, I'm just going to throw it in the muck? Why even bother playing? Because it's not about the hand you're dealt. It's about the player. It's about the player that you become. Now, it's going to require you to be more advanced to be able to win with a hand like 7-2, of course, right? But that's all within your control. Like I just said, there's all these different resources that you could tap into that can help you level up, right? That can help you build your character up and help. And look, you're not always going to win. But the beauty about life is you wake up every day and it's a new day and you get another opportunity to play. And while we're alive, you want to take advantage of as many of those opportunities as you possibly can. No days wasted. I wasted too many days. Now, I don't want to go back into the past and start to feel depressed about wasting any days because I don't have any regrets. I really don't. Like, and even if I did, it wouldn't matter because I can't change the past. But what I know now, I can apply going forward in my life. I can play this hand to the best of my ability. Let's talk about another game here. Let's talk about chess, where you're one on one with somebody else, right? Or so it may seem. But if you connect visually, you can start to see 3 steps ahead of your opponent. That's within your control. You can start to read the situation and you can start to tap into your intuition to see if your gut instinct is right to beat the game, to win, right? It's not easy. It's not easy, but it's entirely doable. And sometimes that's going to require you to think outside the box. It's going to require you to do things unconventionally, but you can beat the game. Think about basketball. Let's talk about another game here. Let's talk about sports in general. Basketball, football, golf. Yeah, you're competing with other people, right? There's no doubt about that. You're trying to beat the opponent, right? But a lot of it is all preparation that you do behind the scenes to get yourself to a level where you can compete with these people and not only compete with them, but beat them. And a lot of times that's looking deep within yourself, instilling the discipline that you need to level up, right? Doing the things necessary for you to get to that next level so that you're more superior than your opponent, right? And these are the things that require time, patience, effort, strength training, right? Mental health, physical health, sacrifice. But these are all things that are within your control. These are all things that you yourself can control. That doesn't mean that you're not going to lose in life. Everybody that looks like they're winning or that is winning doesn't always win. There's lessons to be learned in losing, and you need to lose sometimes. We all take L's, but it's how you play that hand. It's how you take that L. Do you just toss it and cast it aside and not take anything from it? That would be foolish. Or do you actually analyze what you did, what you didn't do, what you could have done, and try to internalize that so that you can get better for the next go round, the next time you get out there on the floor, the next time you get out there on the field? What are you doing? It's all up to you. Now, you can complain about the game or you can just become a better player, right? And these are things that you can do. There are always things you can do. And one of the biggest things you can do right now is begin to eliminate some of the things that aren't serving you in the best way, like I did. I eliminated drinking, I eliminated smoking, I eliminated a lot of toxic things that were in my life that were holding me back that I thought were quote unquote normal to do, right? And in a sense, they are. It just depends on what way you're looking at life, right? But if you're looking to advance, you're looking to get yourself to that next level, and you're looking to win in this life and beat this game, it's going to require you to be a completely different person. It's going to require you to go deeper within yourself to explore that limitless potential that you have and bring that out to the surface so that you can win. And these are things that I'm doing every single day. I have my own personal challenges, and life is always going to have challenges, but you have so much more control than you actually think. You may not be able to control your outside circumstances just like that, but once you start to realize what you can control from within and you start to make those changes from within, they start to show in the results and the life that you start to cultivate for yourself. And there's no other cheat code that's bigger than that because the more you go within and you learn to control yourself, it's crazy to think that actually your external world starts to change because your external is a reflection of your internal state. And once you start to really understand that, you start to just focus more on going inward and correcting yourself from within, your whole life can change. And you start to play it like a game. That's what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, what can I do differently today? What am I doing right now that is not yielding the results that I visualize for myself? Right. And then you start to do it. You start to control what you can control. And the biggest thing you can control, again, is yourself. When you realize that, your life can become improved upon and you can start to win. That's all unlocking levels is about. So if you following this journey, you definitely gonna be winning. You winning right now, and you're gonna advance to the next level, just like I plan to advance to the next level. With that being said, thank you once again for tapping into unlocking levels, y'all. It's been an incredible journey so far. 2024 is just kicking off. This is episode number 2 of 2024. It's actually episode number 53 total, but this is the second episode of the 2024 season. And I'm glad that you're here along with me on this journey. Share it with a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Continue to level up, baby.